This is Rusty Blitzcrank, one of the first skins ever released in League of Legends. This is a simple skin that slightly altered the color of the original character. No fancy sound effects, visual effects, nothing. Rusty Blitzcrank was released in 2009 and launched with a price tag of 520 RP, equivalent to about $5. 15 years later, on June 12, 2024, League of Legends released Immortalized Legend Ahri, a skin starting at a price tag of 32,035 RP, equivalent to $244 US. But that's technically not the complete version. The version you really want comes at a cost of 58,470 RP, equivalent to $429.
That's a lot of money.
But real quick, let's settle something. How much does this skin actually cost? Because although everyone is calling this the $500 skin, that's not necessarily true. As with what I mentioned earlier, you can obtain her for about $250, and the most expensive version is $429. So it's really a $400 skin, but $500 sounds cooler. But that's not the end of the pricing structure. Nice Guy Riot did consider other countries' economies, and some regions have vastly different prices for this very expensive set of pixels. The most expensive regions are the usual suspects. NA, EU, Korea, and China, among perhaps a few others, have more or less the same pricing structure that I mentioned earlier. And then every other server has at least a slight discount. The Latin American servers have the necessary RP bundle priced at $395, only $34 less than the usual price. But for a more significant discount, you can buy the 60k RP bundle on the Vietnam server, reportedly for about $240. And then the most affordable pricing seems to be on the Philippines server, where you can be the proud owner of this skin plus all its bells and whistles for $203 US. Now honestly, this information isn't easy to find unless you just log into an account on these servers and see the price yourself. So I'm sourcing those last two claims from Reddit comments. From what I've seen, that does seem to be true. In general, these regions have always had greatly reduced RP cost compared to other servers. But alright, with that out of the way, let's enjoy our $200 to $500 Ahri skin. By now you probably heard all the memes of boycotting this expensive Ahri skin. The idea was to rebel against Riot's greed.
I'm doing my part!
I'm doing my part.
We would all get together and ban Ahri in every game we play, causing those players who spent their money on the expensive skin to not be able to actually use the skin.
And I can't take this shit no more, man.
And well, it worked. For a little bit. As of making this video, it's been over 2 weeks since the skin released, and as you can see from this graph, on average, Ahri had an 8% win rate, and then the boycott shot it up to over 20%. Also, by the way, this graph is taking the average of every server and every rank. Higher ranking players weren't wasting their bans on a meme, so they do affect the averages. Additionally, some servers, like Korea's, didn't care too much about banning her either. But regardless of rank, the meme eventually wore off and people quickly stopped caring about making sure to ban Ahri. At this rate, it will probably be back to normal within the next couple of weeks. But you know where Ahri wasn't banned? In the LCK match between T1 and KDF, where Faker himself picked Ahri for the first time since the skin's release.
Oh my god, he picked Ahri. He's picked Ahri. Now here comes the important thing. Is Faker gonna use his skin? Show it to me. Is he gonna use his skin or not? That's all I care about. How funny would it be if he doesn't use it? He's not using it!
Alright, here we go.
Baby.
Guess what? A huge groan from the crowd.
After the match ended, an interviewer did ask him why he did not use his very own skin. To which he said, "I was focusing on the game and I've never used a skin before, so I'm not used to it. That's why I didn't think of using it. I hope the fans will use it a lot." Because, yeah, for the few of you who weren't aware already, Faker famously never uses skins. However, like he said, he hopes the fans will use it, and to no one's surprise, they definitely are.
Hey boys, I bought the Ahri skin. I'm not gonna lie. This purchase was a fucking mistake.
Although sales numbers for skins almost never become public information, we've seen a couple of examples that show that the skin is having successful sales. Recently, Faker did a stream on the official TikTok account of the LPL, in which they were promoting the skin and keeping track of the sales made during the stream. Reportedly, Faker was on the stream for 1 hour and they sold 1,154 bundles of the most expensive version of the skin. This was equivalent to 4.8 million Chinese yuan, approximately $660,000. All of which was made within 1 hour. So at the end of the day, despite all of the outrage, the boycotts, etc., this skin will definitely be an incredible financial success for Riot Games. And I'm sure Faker's happy, because a significant portion of all these sales are going straight into his pocket. We don't know exactly how much though. Riot's description is a bit weird about it. The 2024 inductee and some LoL esports teams will earn 30% of gross revenue from the Hall of Legends event. Faker is obviously the inductee, but it's not clear who the esports teams are. Easy to assume T1 is included in this, but it's unclear who else is getting a cut. Either way, this skin will create quite the payday for Faker. But if you wanted to further see how ridiculous the pricing for this skin really is, with the release of this event, later came the launch of an official figure/statue featuring the actual skin. And it can be all yours for $299. To be fair, expensive anime figures are not a new thing. But it's funny that the cost of the official statue, which is real and physical, would still not be enough to afford the complete version of the Immortalized Legend Ahri skin in-game. In the end, the main criticism of this skin being too expensive is for sure valid. Even though the skin's price was adjusted in other regions, it's still kind of lame that a skin made entirely to honor a player, unlike other skins, is locked behind a massive paywall, which by the way is only available for a limited time. I imagine there are big Faker fans in countries where $500 or even $200 is an impossible amount of money to spend on a video game, let alone on a skin for one champion. Though of course, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I do personally think that's one of the legitimate flaws of what was otherwise a cool event. Thank you for watching, and consider subscribing to be notified on my future video about the $1,000 Tyler 1 skin. Maybe.